Lots to talk about. Evidently, we're selling sponsorships to the annual Easter egg roll. How Christian? How Christian? Evidently, an event production company called Harbinger. They are seeking corporate sponsors for this year's egg roll, 75 grand to 200 grand. Maybe you could get your logo, your branding on an egg where maybe a kid trips over and well, then you get an I don't know, man. This is the corporatization of America. It's public graft. This is this is the corruption that we all joke about, and they're just literally rubbing our children's nose in it. But I guess give them credit. They're honest about being crooked, maybe. And the thing that gets me is, I look at Elon Musk and I wonder if this was his baby. I wonder if we can fleece a couple of bucks. Maybe we charge admission to the kids. Maybe we charge them by the egg. But what we're now finding out is more and more, and this is what's amazing to me, that the entire country hasn't turned on Elon. As I said from the beginning, the first time his name popped up in Trumposphere, I go back to a quote my grandfather always said: if a rich guy is going to take a buck out of his pocket, or 280 million of them, you better spend two to get whatever it is they're telling you can't get, or you are not going to get, or you whatever it is they're doing, you probably need to do the opposite, because they understand return on investment. They don't get to be rich by being stupid and throwing and giving and handing money away. They just don't. And you look at what Musk has gotten himself into. We're undoing the rural broadband thing that Biden did. One, because it's Biden, but two, because hey, Elon's got that space stuff that could get you internet for a price. So we're killing fiber broadband being brought into rural communities for some, better hope it's not a cloudy day, that Elon can turn off and change whatever it is you get to see. Man, I used to think America was better than this. I did. And he's now he's now ferreted his way into our federal government, where evidently a boost in federal spending to SpaceX is coming. That's going to be part of the recent action that Trump took. And understand, they're being honest about it. They've got SpaceX employees doing temp work at the FAA, given permission to take action that, going to steer some work towards Elon or to themselves. This is brilliant. How they talk about, the fox in charge of the hen house. I guess we're just doing away with the fox and we're just killing the hens. But the thing is, are we surprised? And the answer is no. There was also this story that came out the other day at the New York Times, saying that as Musk is cutting funding and cutting things on the global stage, it's opening up the space for China to go in and fill the void, kind of like Trump did his entire 4 years the first time around. The fact that we turned away from the international community gave China massive inroads to Africa, and by the way, all those minerals that he's now trying to shake Ukraine down over, or start a war, going after Greenland. Now understand, Musk and the little Doge ferrets, they're just destroying our name on the global stage. We don't care about those kids dying of, curable diseases. We don't care about any of that stuff, because hey, it's all about getting that Doge check. We're going to get that $5,000 Doge check. I'll bet you he'll want to do it in the Doge coin, and it'll be about worthless. Is it about as worthless as the Trump token, right? I guess if you get it, you better sell quick. Also, we're now finding out that the IRS is sharing addresses of undocumented immigrants. I guess to start a citizens kind of assault to go after them. They're immigrants. I also wonder how soon it's going to be before they start selling your IRS information or mine, because we don't know who's got what now. All security protocols are out the window because we let big balls into our into our data systems, and we've allowed them to download every bit of data. We have no idea what they've got. That's how functional this is. Because these people know exactly what they're doing. It's not about government efficiency. It's not about waste, fraud, and abuse. It's not about saving you a dollar. It's not even about giving you a Doji coin. It's about them getting more power, more information. Understand, under normal circumstances, personal tax information is like considered absolutely confidential, guarded closely, unless your name happened to come up during the JFK files, of which I guess we just gave that lawyer's, a Trump supporting lawyer, mind you, gave his name and address and social security number. And again, these people, it's not that they don't understand safety and security. It's not that they don't understand data protection, because they sure as shine protect their own. But yours, mine, no, it's up for sale. Trust me, the telemarketers are drooling. And I guess Elon Musk's going to start a telemarketing company at some point soon. Because here's the thing, their political operation, while it was on the grand scale was about getting Trump elected, it's now making King Donald permanent. They are now going local, and they're spending lots of money going and wooing local groups to support them in the 2026 midterms, because they know, they've gone a bit too far, and they knew they were going to, so they've got to convince us that this is good for us. Now, one of the weird things is I got a friend, big camping nut, not thrilled. Red Hat voted for Trump. Didn't vote for Elon. It was pretty clear about that. But a big camping guy. And when he sent me the story that they're closing campsites all across Pennsylvania, and indefinitely is what we understand, because of the Doge cutting, because Elon and the ferrets are slashing funding, because, well, according to the one press release, staffing shortages at the Raystown Lake in Huntington County, which is like this 8,000 acre managed lake that they created by the Army Corps of Engineers. They created it with the hydroelectric dam. The idea that, hey, we should probably protect this. We should probably protect the operation. What they've said is they're going to focus on dam operations for flood protection and emergency response readiness. Sorry, campers, you're SOL. Now, understand, as I said, Raystown Lake was created, by an hydroelectric dam process back in the 70s. And this is the part that caught my attention, because there are other ones like these in Pennsylvania. There's like Wallenpaupack, which I've gone boating on before. There's Harvey's Lake. There's Conneaut Lakes. There's all of these that were created and are managed, but none of them have any development. But this one, Raystown, doesn't have any development. All the other ones, it's seen some, but this Raystown Lake one, nothing. It's and it's the only one where you can rent a boat and stay on the houseboat. No more. We're shutting all that down because of the Doji. Doji's cutting funding, and he wasn't thrilled. Not thrilled at all. Now, here's the other fun part. In that conversation, I got to go, well, you're not going to go camping, so you're going to save a couple of bucks just in case your social security check doesn't show up. Of which lost his mind. And I got to tell you, I had to have fun with him, because he's now starting to go, maybe I made the wrong choice. Maybe, Rick, all that stuff you've been telling me about what Donald Trump and the right have wanted to do, maybe you were right. Maybe I should have read Project 2025. Maybe I should have paid better attention, because we now hear Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick saying that, real Americans, they won't mind, if they miss a social security check. And I got to tell you, are you high? I don't know what they smoke at the White House or in the Commerce Department, but according to him, and this is his rationale, So before you lose your mind and go, yeah, if my Social Security check didn't come, I'd want somebody's head. He said that only fraudsters, only people who are there getting their check by fraud, they make the loudest noise. They scream and they yell and they complain. And I'm going, really? Did you not see the guy in Lebanon back during the Arlen Specter years? Get your government hands off my Medicare. Guy was losing his mind. I'll bet you he would care. I bet you a lot of people would care. Now, what he said, this is again quite laughable, coming from the party who tells you don't trust the government. His claim was most recipients trust the government and they'd understand if they didn't receive a check. Really? Really? How about this, Howard? How about you give me your paycheck on Friday? I'll hold on to it for a while or forever. And let's see if you're happy about that. Can we try? Now, understand, back in February, the Social Security Administration fired about 7,000 employees. Those are the people who are supposed to take claims and help people navigate the system. Also, get the checks out. So they're setting us up. They're setting us up for what they know is coming, which will be the first delays or non-checks to Social Security recipients. Now, here's the weird thing. I've always believed, and I've always said, and maybe I'm going to be wrong, that no political party, not even Republicans who hate Social Security, none of them are dumb enough to take from people right now. They'll always push it off down the road, which is why you keep hearing young people, oh, you'll see a UFO before you see a Social Security check. And, it's not going to be there. It's always the younger people that they prepare for them stealing Social Security from because they know they want to destroy it. Or they keep trying to push it further down the road. Oh, no, 65, 67 is too young for you. We got to go to 70 or 80 or 100 because, hey, you might live long. But I never thought they would actually do it to current recipients because this is the biggest voting block. You go, explain to me again how crazy you are. And this is what they believe. And Musk is outwardly saying we're going after Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, because that's the entitlements where the money's at. He's telegraphing his punch. So, Granny, get ready to get your walker and hit the street because a lot of work to be done. And what are Democrats doing while all of this is going on? What Democrats do so very well, a circular firing squad. Now, I have been known to go after Democrats a time or two, a bit, when I think they're wrong. I think Schumer was wrong for not putting up a fight, for giving up so easily on this last piece of legislation that kept the government open. I don't want the government to shut down, but I'm not buying his rationale. Now Schumer, look, I've never been a huge Schumer fan. I'll be honest about that. Never been. But, at least once in a while, put up a fight. At least once in a while. Make it look like, even if it's just for show. But his rationale is, and this was his quote, he said the reason he didn't because on day 2, they could say, oh, snap, feeding hungry children, not essential. Again, referring to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. On day 4, mass transit, all transit, no aid to states, not essential. We're cutting it. We can do all that. They're going to do it anyway. You think you're going to stop them? They control the government. The message here was, this is the Republicans' baby. This is what they want. I'm not helping them destroy Medicaid. I'm not helping them do all these horrible things. They want to do this. Let them get rid of the filibuster and do it if it means that much. But if not, then we've got to negotiate. That's how our system is set up. Surrender is not part of that system. Sorry. And if that's what you were going to do, why'd you go to Washington anyway? As I said from the beginning, you should be out on the road doing what Bernie Sanders is doing. Rallies drawing 30,000 people, organizing people. That's what Democrats need to be doing, not circular firing squads, not eating their own, not relitigating the 2024 election, which the media is thrilled to do because it gives them someone to go after. It creates some tension without the fear of Donald Trump's retribution. Because Democrats are weak. They'll go, oh yeah, well we'll fight within our own. Look, I don't care why we lost 2024. I don't care why Democrats lost. What I care about is how do we fight right now? How do we find policies that are going to move us forward now? 2024 is over. Lick your wounds, dust yourself off, move forward. I know we have to do an autopsy first. Well, then if you're doing an autopsy, you're dead. And this is the message right now. So while Trump is steamrolling this nation and the Constitution, the only opposition, the only opportunity for opposition, well, they're eating their own. And I love the fact that Chuck Schumer has now found a spine. Now Chuck Schumer has found his dukes. The only problem is he's punching Democrats. Want to hear your thoughts. Am I wrong? Should we honor dear Chuck for all of his hard work? Did I miss something here? I want to hear your thoughts. Email me, rick@thericksmithshow.com.